Welcome to another episode of English with Tuna, where we go beyond the grammar books and dive deep into how real people use English every single day. In natural conversations, in real-life situations, and in the flow of daily communication.
And I'm Luis, excited to join you today for what I believe is going to be one of the most practical and immediately useful episodes we've ever done. Because we're not just going to talk about grammar or vocabulary in isolation. We're giving you 50 high-frequency phrases that real English speakers use constantly. And that you can start using right away to sound more fluent, confident, and connected.
Absolutely. And what makes this episode special is not just the number of phrases, but how we're going to present them. We'll give you the phrase, explain how and when to use it, and put it into a full sentence, a real example, so that you can feel how it sounds and see how it fits into actual conversation.
Phrases 1 to 10. Starting a conversation.
Let's start with 10 phrases that are perfect for opening a conversation naturally. Because how you begin sets the tone for everything that follows.
Phrase number 1. How's everything going? This is a casual and friendly way to ask someone about their general well-being. And it works in nearly any situation where you want to check in or reconnect.
Phrase 2. What have you been up to lately? It's an excellent alternative to the usual, how are you? And it invites the other person to share something specific about their recent life or activities.
Phrase 3. It's been a while, hasn't it? This one's great for reconnecting after some time apart. It acknowledges the gap while showing that you care enough to bring it up.
Phrase 4. Do you come here often? While this is sometimes joked about as a cheesy line, it's actually a very natural question in real settings like cafes, gyms, or public events.
Phrase 5. Mind if I join you? This is a polite and gentle way to ask to be part of a group. Whether it's at a table, a conversation circle, or an activity.
Phrase 6. That's an interesting book you're reading. Commenting on something the other person is doing or holding is one of the most organic ways to start a conversation without making it awkward.
Phrase 7. Hey, I don't think we've met before, my name's. A direct but friendly way to introduce yourself, especially at events, classes, or networking meetups.
Phrase 8. This weather's crazy. Isn't it? Yes, talking about the weather is a cliché, but it works. And it's often how strangers break the silence.
Phrase 9. So, what brings you here? Perfect for social gatherings, parties, or new classes. It shows interest and starts a deeper conversation.
And phrase 10. I couldn't help but overhear, are you talking about? If used respectfully, this can open the door to join a conversation in progress without sounding rude or intrusive.
Phrases 11 to 20. Talking about daily routines.
Now let's look at phrases you can use to describe daily activities, which helps build your storytelling and conversational flow.
Phrase 11. I usually start my day with. This sets up a personal routine and is perfect for small talk or casual interviews.
Phrase 12. Most of my mornings are spent. Use this to give a natural snapshot of how your typical day begins.
Phrase 13. I'm trying to cut back on. This works great for talking about habits you're changing, like drinking coffee, eating sweets, or spending time online.
Phrase 14. Lately, I've been getting into. Perfect for sharing new hobbies or interests. It shows you're growing, curious, and engaged in life.
Phrase 15. I always make sure to. This sounds responsible and grounded, especially when talking about health, work, or priorities.
Phrase 16. I've gotten into the habit of. Excellent for expressing how a repeated action has become part of your lifestyle.
Phrase 17. Even on busy days. I try to. This phrase gives your sentence a nice rhythm and reveals a bit about your values or discipline.
Phrase 18. I take a short break around. Useful for talking about productivity, work hours, or self-care routines.
Phrase 19. Before I go to bed. I usually. Describing your evening habits makes your conversation feel more personal and relatable.
Phrase 20. Weekends are my time too. A great way to shift from weekday responsibilities to the joys of leisure and personal time.
Phrases 21 to 30. Expressing opinions and emotions.
Phrase 21. To be honest, I think. This phrase signals sincerity and helps soften your opinion so it doesn't come off as too strong.
Phrase 22. I couldn't agree more. This is a very strong way to say that you totally support what someone just said.
Phrase 23. That's just how I feel. Great for expressing personal emotion without arguing or debating.
Phrase 24. It really depends on the situation. Useful when you want to show that your opinion is flexible, not black and white.
Phrase 25. I'm not sure how I feel about that. This helps you express uncertainty or mixed emotions in a polite way.
Phrase 26. I totally get where you're coming from. Perfect for showing empathy and understanding, especially in serious conversations.
Phrase 27. That makes a lot of sense. A way to validate someone else's viewpoint without necessarily agreeing.
Phrase 28. I feel the same way. It's simple, but powerful, for building a connection.
Phrase 29. It's hard to say. A short phrase that communicates uncertainty, especially in complex situations.
Phrase 30. Honestly, I was surprised. This opens up an emotional response and invites the listener to ask more.
Phrases 31 to 40. Responding naturally in conversations.
Phrase 31. That's a good point. I hadn't thought of it that way before. This phrase shows openness to new perspectives and adds a touch of humility and thoughtfulness to your response.
Phrase 32. Tell me more about that. I'd love to hear the full story. It's a warm, engaged way to invite someone to continue speaking, making them feel heard and valued.
Phrase 33. Exactly. That's what I was trying to say. Perfect for agreeing and reinforcing a shared idea or opinion in a discussion.
Phrase 34. I see where you're coming from. But here's another angle. This phrase is respectful and diplomatic, allowing you to gently introduce a different opinion without sounding confrontational.
Phrase 35. That's interesting. Can you explain what you meant by that? This shows genuine curiosity and creates space for deeper conversation.
Phrase 36. That reminds me of something that happened to me last week. It's a smooth way to transition into a personal anecdote while staying on topic.
Phrase 37. It's funny you say that. Because I was just thinking the same thing. This builds rapport and makes the conversation feel more spontaneous and connected.
Phrase 38. Let me see if I understand you correctly. Useful in professional or sensitive discussions to clarify meaning and avoid miscommunication.
Phrase 39. I hear you. And I really appreciate you sharing that. A phrase that combines listening, empathy, and validation, especially powerful in emotional or serious topics.
Phrase 40. Thanks for bringing that up. I hadn't considered it before. Shows that you're thoughtful, open to ideas, and respectful of other people's contributions.
Phrases 41 to 50. Ending a conversation or changing topics.
Phrase 41. Anyway, I should probably get going. It was great catching up. This is a polite and friendly way to end a conversation without sounding abrupt.
Phrase 42. Let's pick this up another time. It's been really good talking to you. This leaves the door open for future conversations and makes a graceful exit.
Phrase 43. Before I forget, there's something I wanted to mention. A useful transition phrase when you want to change topics or add something important.
Phrase 44. Speaking of that, have you heard about? This is a smooth way to steer the conversation into a new but related topic.
Phrase 45. That's a whole other conversation. We'll save it for next time. Helps you manage time and avoid getting too deep into new topics when you're wrapping up.
Phrase 46. I'll let you get back to your day. It's respectful and gives the other person a graceful way to leave or shift focus.
Phrase 47. We should definitely do this again soon. A common and friendly way to express interest in keeping the relationship or dialogue going.
Phrase 48. Thanks for taking the time to talk. It shows appreciation and ends the conversation on a warm, polite note.
Phrase 49. Take care and talk to you soon. A simple, kind phrase that works in almost any informal context.
Phrase 50. Let's stay in touch. I really enjoyed this chat. This signals ongoing interest and wraps up the conversation in a friendly, open-ended way.
And there you have it, 50 powerful, practical English phrases that you can start using today to make your conversations smoother, more natural, and more confident.
Remember, the key to fluency isn't just vocabulary, it's rhythm, tone, and connection, and these phrases will help you build all three.
If you found this episode helpful, consider subscribing, leaving a comment, and sharing it with someone who's learning English too.
We'll see you next time on English with Tuna, where we help you not just learn English, but live it.